I would say, pretty early at the couple of first days the server's existing. And from there on, even at the first day he was there, we got lots of complaints. As I mentioned earlier, I would never ever ban a player because of complaints. And we already didn't ban Reki. We just unwhitelisted him.
Hey, wake up.
That's basically the same as a ban, isn't it?
No, it isn't. There's
You
no
can't
ban,
connect
no
to the
ban.
server.
No ban is uploading to BattleEye or to global ban lists or stuff like that. He's not banned on this server. He's just not whitelisted. The points why we decided to unwhitelist him are the following. We feel like Reki is one of the is a really good player. We feel like you guys are working perfectly together as a squad, or
No,
even
not.
two, 3 guys. And in case of Reki, when I think, or when it comes down to his mate in the helicopter spotting for him, but even if he plays alone, as what he was doing a couple of first days, there isn't a big difference. He's even too good for most of the players, and he's too good to get him handled. So please don't get me wrong. We don't kick him because he's so okay.
You kick him because he's good.
Indirect, you can say it is because he's too good. The fact is, we've lost a couple of players that aren't willing to continue playing on the servers. With
Kazimir.
they would say with people who are using ESPs, we would say we've never ever can bring any evidence he's using ESP or stuff like that. But we're going to risk losing even more people as we've done the last couple of days. And there's one decision we have to make. The decision is either we back up Reki longer than we did in the past and risk to lose more players, or we decide to lose one player and
let him talk. 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 Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I don't want to know who they are, but do you know how many players have roughly left because of me?
I've become lots of messages of players unwilling to continue playing. And Reki, to be honest, you've the potential to set this server population to down a fairly big amount. So because players really getting annoyed while trying to fight against you. So this can't be a secret for you.
So
you must be aware of this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was playing with Reki on Hungry Gamers.
Yeah.
And no one, what is it called? I played with him there, and there are better players on Hungry Gamers, and no one reported Reki because they're better players. So I
can totally understand this. If Reki meets players at his caliber, it won't be a problem. But the thing you forget about this server is there are different players, different streamers playing on the server, and there are different YouTubers playing on the server. That's why the server is that popular at the moment. So just let me talk. And there are even lots of players that started to play their first couple of hours in this game on this server. So it's a whole different skill level on this server than any other servers have. You know, there are not that many super experienced people on here. So that's what you have to.
So you're gonna ban everyone who's better than the normal player, like the noob?
No, I don't say everyone who's better than normal player, because no other player on this server is getting. Or no other player
playing.
on
You know
this
Devalta?
server is.
Just on the server? You know
Yeah,
Devalta?
Yeah,
he's like twice as good as Becky.
Player on this server is is able to force that many messages, that many annoying messages, that many player leaves on this server like he did. So I'm sorry about that. But when it comes down to lose people on our server population, we can't back him up any longer.
I have a question. Surely, if you're going to not let Brecky play on the server, that means you're going to not let about 10 of us not play.
We are
Yeah.
more.
So you're probably making more of a loss by us not playing.
If I leave, like my other 12 squad mates leave, and there's a big drop in your population as well.
Just saying.
Sure it is, but don't forget this server is a German server promoted by German streamers and YouTubers that are willing to play with their communities, which not that experienced players like you guys are probably. And the thing is, we don't want to play as super tryhards on this server. If you want to, just do it. But don't forget about all those players who even started to play their first couple of hours of this game on this server, and think about how annoyed they are getting meeting Brecky. And it's the only guy who got ever reported this many on the server. There's no other guy, not a single one, who's reported by.
Okay. Do you know INT, like the biggest
people.
server? Do you know
What?
INT?
INT005.
INT 005.
Wake up.
It's the developer server.
It's dead now because of the server admin, because he's not being revived, but like 1 year ago it was full. There was many good squads, even as we were many people, and no one rage quitted, because why would you wait if you die to? Why would you quit the game?
It's not even as if I'm picking on this.
I would never ever do this. So I also met him, but it is not a decision of me as a player. It is a decision of me being part of the admin team to discuss this. And there is, and if you be honest, there is the risk losing more players in the future, and it will help us to back them up longer. And the risk to lose even more players, as we did in the past, is even higher than the income from backing him up.
So I have two things to say. You say we are high experienced players, so, and especially Brecky. So, and there are many new people who started playing on the server.
Yeah.
And we are not tryharding. We just play together because we want to have fun and to play together. And if there is new player, you can only get better if you play against better players. You can learn from it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you play against noobs all the time, you won't get better. If you play
if I'm honest, I think there's people in the server who are probably better than me, like Dart and Devolator, Aussie, and I'm not picking on any individual players. I'm just going about my business, looting, clearing sector B, and if anyone's there, I'm not a hero. I'm gonna kill on sight. But that's part of the game. If there was players that weren't like me, the game would be boring. If everyone was trying to be friendly and avoiding each other,
this comes down to different things people like or don't like. This is your personal opinion. So it's getting bored if you're not here. It's just a personal opinion. So for me and for us as admins, feels like there's something had to happen in this case, and just believe me, man, this is nothing personal, and this is nothing I decided as a player who was losing against you or stuff like that. I would never ever do some shit of this, but let's try to be me. Let's try to think as you were in my position. Just try it. I know it isn't possible, or at least it's not possible, but let's try what I'm trying to say to you in a language that isn't really comfortable to me. So right now we've lost a couple of players that wrote me, hey, your server's really cool, your server's really fine, but there are people like Brecky cheating the whole time. I've ever told anybody he's not cheating. We can't find any evidence he's cheating. We're doing some researches on different players, on different servers, contacting different people if they ever heard about a Brecky. And we're doing some researches about it, man. It makes me head itches for days, you know? So, but when it comes down that I get multiple messages that says, hey, it's a nice server, but we can't play with cheaters, and they aren't willing to hear what you say about it. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a stupid opinion to think people are cheating because they kill people, you know what I mean? But it happened that more and more players leave the servers because of just one player. So what would you decide if you guys were the admins of this server?
Then just,
would you
then
back
just
up
ban him for being too good.
Would you back
dude.
up one
Just don't-
player just to be fair, instead of holding multiple players that are left in the past and go the risk or take the risk that lots of other players will leave too for the same reason, but at least you can say, hey, I've holded this one player as a fair player of the server. Would you
Okay, if you
decide this?
say- You want to ban, if you want, you say you don't want to let him play because he's too good for the server, because the server's gonna then, I don't know,
Yeah, the
then
thing
ban
is,
him because
I would never say,
everyone knows, like,
I'd never say he is cheating. I've never
Yeah,
said.
but you're saying he's too good for the server.
He's yeah. So let's take this as a, I don't know. Let's take it as whatever you want to take it, but there's no way people can handle Brecky on this server, and
Becky's an animal.
yeah.
Wait,
Okay,
I'm not sure.
Then I want several players to be banned. First
What?
Roger Aussie, then the whole Banking clan. I want Purge to be banned on the server. I want Sergeant Rutler's clan banned on the server.
No, it
because they're
isn't.
basically
The guys on top of if the guys who live on top of a mountain were
Let's come down to a normal point, people. First of all, I personally am not needed to do this talk to you guys for this situation. It's just a private server. I just can ban whoever I want. Just letting you know. Just want to say, okay? So this is not the point of this conversation. So I've tried to point out what I'm trying to say about just one single person. It's a fucking phenomenon what happens with this one person. No other person is that ridiculous on the server, you know?
Yeah, on the server. No,
Yeah,
no,
on
no.
this server.
there's people in the Origins community who have been global banned for being too good with the M2 car, and he's not even cheating. And when it comes down to server admins, it's
Let me ask you one thing. So
sure.
I mean, I found no evidence you're cheating or stuff like that. But I've also learned all this shit, and I'm aware of Arma 2 is using every client as a trusted client, totally different to every other game who's got a cheat engine or an anti-cheat engine, where every client is an untrusted client. So if you had a bit of knowledge and the contacts the right people, if you're not that knowledge, it's fucking easy to cheat your fucking whole life in this game, and no one ever will find out.
yes.
If you don't,
Cheating has nothing to do with our team.
cheat public, it is easy. Just letting you know. So I got the understanding for this, and I myself come to the conclusion that Brecky is not cheating. I will point that out. Brecky is not cheating. We've never ever felt he's cheating or he's peeing or anything like that. Never ever. So that's not the point.
Do
I've
you
tried.
know old Origins veterans like Schmex, Sergeant Bluetooth,
No, he won't. I think then if you
No, I've never played that game that long as you guys did.
If you're unwhitelisting me for being too good for the other players, I think you need to put in the server title that it's a low skill range server.
Yeah.
So then other good players.
Me too.
Then
No,
but
me too.
so what happens if another player like me decides to come and play?
As you said yourself, there are different players that are, in your opinion, even higher skilled than yourself you think you are, right?
Mhm.
As to call some names, you named Dart for an example, okay? Right?
About that.
So just tell me why people are starting to getting super annoyed by
Alright,
your
I tell you why,
killing
because it's-
streaks and not by other people.
Excuse me.
Was it face?
Vincent, you wanted to say something?
Who was it?
Beats.
Me. I want to say something. Brecky is the only active player on the server. Like the other ones are got annoyed because everyone's so bad on the server. Like
No. You can't say he's the only active player because he's playing 12 or more hours a day. So that's
he's
that's
the only
not the
active
point.
good player. The only active good player.
Yeah,
Like
maybe he
Vivaldi
is.
just started playing and Luke was left because the server's so like the skill level is so low.
The guys who
Skill level is even more lower than on other servers that are maybe existing for a couple of months or even years. For sure, the skill level is lower than them. Yeah.
Yeah, one question, Brecky is a well-known player in Origins, and if you ban him because this reason he's too good.
I did not ban him.
no, if you
I just pointed out. I've never said he's hacking, and I've never said I'll
But
ban him.
you're still removing me from playing a server, which is more or less the same thing. Like a ban doesn't mean I'm hacking.
Which is
got
nearly the
unwhitelisted.
same effect as a ban is, but it is not the same thing. That's a big difference. You
There's
get
not.
banned, and people talk about
Yeah,
why
but-
you are getting banned on different servers. If you
The
get
thing-
banned,
I've never been banned on any Origin server.
whatever.
This
But
is the first server I've been
not
kicked from.
Banned in here, okay?
It's not his fault.
But
that
the
he's
fact is he
good,
can't
though.
play, so it's the same effect as a ban. No,
You can play on every other server without any problems.
Yeah, but
I
when
didn't
you
ban
ban
him.
him with-
He won't get on a maybe global ban list where I can upload bans, etc. That will not happen.
The developers are one of the developers is a good friend, and many people have done script tests, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me? So as I said earlier, I've learned those shit over years and years. You know. So I've learned about 6 or 7 years all those IT shit and scripting shit and stuff like that. So can you tell me what's the main code of this script testing thing is?
I don't
Because
know.
for me, it is totally worthless if I don't know the script testing code.
Oh, I think you need to speak to the developers then, not me.
Which logs is he testing? Second of all, I need to know how's the script thing working. I need to know the source code. Third of this is if I'm using a script the server itself is using and I inject it to memories of the server, there's no chance a fucking script test will ever find it. So which kind of evidence will it be? Just tell me. Which kind of evidence will it?
Why are you getting salty?
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to
Has
point
anyone
out
got a drink?
that it is worthless using a script test and no one ever have a source code about it, so we don't know what he's testing on which logs.
I don't know either. I know that he's checked all servers I've played on. I know on my previous server, one of the developers checked through the server logs and
What should it bring?
and I honestly I don't have a clue with scripting. I know the developers have done a script test on me in the background.
I do have a clue, and I'm aware of cheats that are working with memory injections hidden by server-used protocols or server-used scripts. And you won't ever find out those things.
Okay.
So even if I know the source code, even if I know which logs are in which way tested, there's a chance that other scripts were used and the test is still worthless. Can you follow me what I'm trying to point out? So it is Arma 2 engine. Every client is a trusted client. They want to use scripts in different situations on this engine. That's why every client is a trusted client. And those tests are totally pointless or worthless. So that's
Okay.
not the point.
I
I'm pretty sure it is hard to understand why things come as they did. And it's pretty hard for me too to explain these things in English. Really. And I'm not that kind of stupid ass motherfucker who gives a shit about this. If I would do so, I would have you banned a couple of days ago. But I didn't. We talked together and talked about the whole situation multiple times, Becky. But as things have gone the last days, and as we think things will go the next couple of days, there's no choice for me, Becky. There's no choice. I'm sorry, man.
Bam.
But I have a question. You said you want to unwhitelist him because you don't want to hurt the famous or the population of the server.
Yeah,
So
I'm not willing to lose population or more population than we lost the last couple of days. I'm not willing to lose even more population just because of one player. I'm not willing to back up one player and losing instead couples of players or multiple players. That's what I'm sad.
Yeah, but what do you think if you unwhitelist Brecky for this reason? He's too good. Do you think when we go on other servers, they will ask him, "Hey Brecky, why are you here?" Yeah, I got the unwhitelist list from the other server because I'm too good. What do you think?
That's totally fine for me.
Yeah,
So,
do you think there are players coming to the server then?
Oh, it was never a goal to create a server where players from all over the world comes to. As I mentioned earlier, and that's the point, I just want to ask: did you ever heard what I've said the whole conversation? What I've said? Or did you just
for your
try to point
community.
out different things for Brecky?
Kazimir.
The only existing point for this server
As.
is we created it for a community of streamers and their communities and YouTubers and their communities. All the other peoples out of these communities are just a bonus. That's pretty much it. It was never intended. It was never intended to use a server where we're trying to gather people from all around the world. It's a good thing. It happens too, but this was not the intention. So don't get me wrong with this, but you know, it is for me personally.
Crack.
It doesn't matter if any player from any server comes here. Only matters what our communities do on the servers.
Crack.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I've got nothing to say really. Clearly, that.
Do you know what the thing is, Kazimir?
Yeah, what?
All other Origins servers are going to die, and it was one of the server. It was at least maybe the last server from us, so we have to stop playing Origins.
You don't have to do anything. You're still whitelisted.
Yeah, but if I, you can't expect my friends to stay.
On this servers, it's only your decision.
But
It's not my
he's
one.
our friend when I got banned,
I totally
everyone
understand
would
this,
stop it.
and I
Everyone would
really
stop it.
didn't take it easy.
Okay.
I
So
really felt this. It was really hard to feel this decision. So I'm totally sorry about this, but I tried to point out why we had.
I just got one
the
last
fear to
question
handle it
before we
this way.
leave this team speak.
Yeah.
If like I've been piloting for Becky all the time, and now if Becky's gone, I may be the one on ground and someone else piloting. So if I'm doing as good as Becky, will ban me as well. So as an achievement, like am I good as good as Becky if I get banned on the server?
Look at Jacko's avatar. Oh, he took it off.
Really that kind of conversation you wanna do.
I'm
right
just
now.
if I'm gone and my friends choose to stay, someone else.
There's no need, no income, no sense no necessity to do this conversation. But I'm a fair guy trying to point out why we decided it that way, and I'm willing to talk to you guys, and you come to me at this way, really?
And just, I have one question.
No,
Can I?
sure. If
No, it's a relative question. If I choose to leave the server, take a small break, my friends might stay. What if one of my friends was to take my role, like if 18 Face was to start being the guy on the ground and someone else spotting from in the Little Bird and people started to report him, would you do the same to him, or would if another player was to be as good as me, would he have the same treatment?
just come, just try to understand that it is an. I don't know how to say.
I understand. I'm too.
Happens around your person on this single server. I can't talk about other servers. I can't really talk about your playstyle. I'm not able to watch every couple of hours you're playing on this server. I watch lots of hours, believe me.
Guys, we got some players in our base. I just killed one.
I can't watch every hour you guys played or even analyze your gameplay. But I've never experienced a single player phenomenon like this on a single server, like it happened here.
Okay.
And
no.
I had to react on this, Brecky.
No, if I had my own server, I probably would do the same thing.
I'm really apologizing for this.
Hey, wake up.
Decision, really. Please, really don't take this personally, man. I could have gone the easy way, just ban you, hide in my admin channel, never talk to you again, all this shit. But I'm not that kind of person, and I'm pretty sure. So I totally understand why it's not able for you guys to understand why we handle it this way, but there's no way for us to decide another way. I'm sorry about it.
Why didn't you ban Brecky? Unwhitelisted Brecky 1 week ago. We farmed so lot. We played so lot on the server. If you banned us earlier, we don't hit. We built.
Well, I think the reason why
I couldn't imagine how things are going. So we shouldn't know that things are gone like they were.
I think the reason why I'm not too bothered, to be honest. I understand where you're coming from, but the reason why my friends are pretty pissed is because we were almost ready to build stronghold and level 4 houses.
Totally understand this, man. Holy shit! If this would ever happen to a friend of mine, I would be pissed too. Really. That's why we really didn't take this decision the easy way, but there had to be a decision, and if you try to think economic, even if you don't talk about money incomes from the server, just economic in the point of server population and communities out of different YouTubers and streamers on the server and complaints, you would have come to the same decision. I'm pretty sure, man, Brecky.
Alright. Okay, well, at least thanks for telling me why I was unwhitelisted and not just hiding in your admin room.
Yep. I should tell you why you're unwhitelisted and I'm not hiding in my admin room?
Yeah, I said thanks for doing that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, didn't understand it. And yeah,
Problem.
Don't know what to say to this, Brecky. I feel sorry about it, but I can't do anything against it, man. I can't handle things longer than we did.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess.
Anyways, have a good time, man.
Yeah.
And once more, don't take this personally, please.
Yeah. Alright, well, I hope the dentist sorts your teeth out soon.
Disconnected. Microphone activated.
Do you know what I said? I said, oh well, I hope the dentist sorts your teeth out soon.